who he decided to mess with. While walking through a hall, their parents talk about the situation, the mother saying that she contacted the chief. He is annoyed at this, saying they should just leave it to the school. The mother is mad at him once again to his carelessness, saying that she doesn't know the kind of man the chief is. It also seems that Haejin has been listening to this conversation. Outside of a construction site, we see the chief, a pretty well-built man with quite a gangsterous look, donning a black suit. He expresses his frustration, wondering why he got dragged into this children's squabble. Inside his home, Haejin thinks at what happened, wondering if this is the end of it. It appears not, however, as two large men are asking for him outside of his door, the grandpa quite puzzled at this. Haejin gets out of his room and says that they are acquaintances of his, and that he will be right back, leaving his grandfather shocked. They take him back to the warehouse, one of them saying to the chief that he decided to come quietly. The chief says to get it over with quickly, with one of them grabbing a bat, saying the other one should grab his arm. One of them quips that Haejin shouldn't have messed with those kids, letting Haejin know that this is about Kisu. The chief is slightly annoyed at his underlings spouting unnecessary information, noting that he will have to punish him later. He takes a quick peek at Haejin, but is surprised to find Haejin not showing any emotion, let alone be scared. Haejin quickly grabs the arm of one of the underlings and strikes him, leaving him confused. The other one quickly swings for his head, but Haejin swiftly and skillfully grabs the bat in his arm and uppercuts the attacker, leaving him knocked out with just a few hits. The other one wakes from his confusion, grabbing Haejin from behind with all his might, but with two rapid elbow strikes, he is down a swell. The chief notes his combat skills, saying that he can't be a normal high schooler, lamenting the idea of having to fight one at his age while approaching Haejin. He notes that he is full of openings, but that's when he strikes. Haejin shocked at his speed. He dodges most of his blows and tries to go in for an attack, but the chief moves swiftly, Haejin having to retreat while blocking a blow. The chief asks once again who he is, Haejin replying that he is just a normal high schooler. The chief notes that he is very different from some street thugs, accounting for his skill. Haejin gets into a stance, and the chief rushes him, but to no avail, as Haejin only blocks and counters his attacks, him getting annoyed at this. He charges a mighty punch, but it's redirected by Haejin, who looks at him knowingly. He blitzes the chief, leaving him on the ground. With the last of his conscience, he thinks that those kids messed with the wrong person. Inside of a building, Haejin's parents wait for the news, the mother being surprised it's been so much time without any news. The phone finally rings, and the father answers. He apologizes his wife sent out such a pointless task, but the chief says he should be apologizing instead, as he has been beaten. The father is shocked at this, noting that the chief is respected even in the underworld. A door slowly opens, Haejin coming out of it, much to the surprise of the family. Outside of this room, we see Haejin has taken care of the guards quietly. The call abruptly closes, leaving the chief to think that Haejin probably already got there. Inside, Haejin suddenly rises up in shock, making her mother throw a tantrum at Haejin, threatening him. The father promptly shuts his wife's mouth and talks with Haejin, asking how he got here. Haejin mockingly says that there were guards guarding it, making him think about what the chief said, wondering how he even found this place. The mother, having had enough of this, calls the police, Haejin giddy at her mother's actions. She thinks of calling a prosecutor, while asking Haejin if he knows who he is messing with. Haejin responds, saying that he does. The father is a congressman elected twice and running for the next election too. Haejin smirks, whispering to Haejin that his life is over. While the mother is speaking with the congressman, Haejin pulls out his phone and plays a video. The video contains content of Haejin bullying and stealing from a fellow classmate. The mother, seeing this, closes the call immediately. Haejin wonders how he got this footage, and it seems like Haejin got it from the surveillance cameras, keeping it safe inside a memory stick. Haejin tries to plead with her father, but to no avail, as he has had enough of her. Haejin says that he has footage of Kim too, noting that these two would often film themselves bullying. With the amount of footage amassed, the mother bashes Haejin, wondering if he thinks these threats will work. Haejin shuts her down, saying it isn't his fault to begin with, and that he also filmed what happened to him at the warehouse. The father caves in, noting Haejin's dedication to his sister. He says that he will provide money for the medical bills and such, but Haejin shuts this offer down. He asks if he wants his kids to apologize, with Haejin noting that she would rather bite her tongue. Ijin rejects this offer too, saying that he wants both Kim and Haejin to permanently stay out of his sister's sight. The defeated father says that he will move them overseas, much to the dismay of Haejin and her mother. Ijin says he will like her gone by tomorrow. Haejin bursts in tears at the thought. The father asks for the footage, but Ijin glares at him, his eyes turning a bloody red, asking if he thinks he's an idiot. The father, scared, apologizes. Ijin arrives home, where his family worrisomely welcomes him, who is surprised at this. He talks with them, his grandpa saying he thought those people were dangerous, Dayoon adding that they gave off a bad vibe. He says not to worry, as she should look after herself, asking how she is doing now. She sheepishly says she is fine. Ijin tells her that she won't be falling down the stairs anymore, as he cleared it out, she being quite puzzled at this. The next day at school, they talk outside of Dayoon's classroom, who says that he doesn't have to take her anymore, as she is almost fully recovered. She goes inside the classroom and hears the news that Haejin and her brother are transferring overseas. The other students glad at this piece of information. Dayoon remembers what her brother said and runs back into the hall where Ijin is. She calls for him, but no words come out of her mouth, wondering what she could say to him. He gently smiles at her and gives a knowing "see you later," making her burst into tears. Inside a karaoke place, Haejin's clique talk about her, wondering if she really will be moving abroad. The attention goes to Iyung, who is in the same class as her. She says that it must be so, because Haejin isn't responding to anything. Iyung wonders if it's because of Ijin, scared while doing so. Suddenly Haejin comes in the room, much to the surprise of the girls. They ask if she is really moving abroad, and she says it's for 1 semester, thinking that her father will take care of it. She also says that it's a family matter. She can't say it's because of Ijin after all. One of them asks about Ijin, wondering if her brother took care of it. She dodges the question, instead proposing to educate Dayoon one more time. She also thinks they should target her grandpa, saying she will contact her mother to put him out of work. Someone speaks from behind them, a masked figure appearing, who is Ijin. Haejin gets up and screams his name, but he plays stupid, saying he is not him. He says that they were having an interesting conversation, and also that everyone from the video is here. The video where Dayoon got beaten up. They all freeze in fear. Ijin asks them if they are not going to play any music, since they like being noisy, closing the door with malicious intent while doing so. Inside the hospital where Kim is kept, his parents talks with him, asking where Haejin is. He says that she went to say goodbye to her friends, but that's when one of the congressman's subordinates opens the TV to show something. The news article is about Haejin's and Kim's gruesome actions, seeming like Ijin leaked the videos, much to the dismay of the parents. Outside, the chief asks Ijin why he did such a thing, wondering if he didn't have a deal. Ijin thinks about it. With their parents being politicians, he had to solve this quietly. He responds and says that he has a twister personality, with the chief saying that it's foolish to think the congressman will let this go quietly. He will have no time for that, however, as Ijin has stolen some dirt the chief had on the congressman. It seems like he has committed multiple accounts of fraud, money laundering, and solicitation. It's so bad the members of his own party are asking for a thorough investigation. He falls down on a bed, crushed and defeated. The chief wonders if this guy really is a normal high schooler like he says. The next day at school, Ijin looks outside a window, but suddenly gets a message from Dayoon, saying she will go home alone today, and that he should go have some fun, with him wondering what he can do. Young-chan greets him and asks if he has anything to do today, proposing they hang out after school. Ijin agrees, but that's when Lee and Ju approach them, asking if Ijin was the one who sent the 2 siblings overseas. He denies this, but they keep saying that he did, with rumors going around that Ijin went to Kim's base and taking them all down. They invite him to join their group, but he declines, saying he has plans with Young-chan today. They turn their attention to him, terrifyingly looking at him while saying they should all hang out together then. He reluctantly agrees, wondering if they are going to bully him around Ijin too. The teacher comes to class with 2 new students, a stunning beauty and a handsome boy. Young-chan is surprised by their presence, saying that the girl is named Shin Yuna, the granddaughter of the owner of SW, biggest corporation in the country, and next to her is Go Sukju, who was always together with her. being raised to be her secretary and bodyguard.